Welcome back, CanHammer fans, for part 2 of our 8th edition read-along. This time we feature the Index Xenos Part 1. Index Xenos Part 1 features Craftworld Eldar, Drukhari, aka Dark Eldar, Ynnari, Harlequins, and Necrons. We haven't had a lot of leaks about any of these factions, so hopefully this will be informative for you. Once again, I'm going to concentrate on the bits that I find interesting, but I will be stopping at every page, so you can pause and screenshot every single page if you so prefer. Another shout out to Dylan at Multizone for giving us this opportunity to have a sneak peek at all of the new stuff ahead of time. If you'd like to pre-order your 40k through him, just look up Multizone online, and he's offering split pre-orders as well if you just want the Space Marines or the Death Guard. Alright, let's go ahead. So very similar to the other books, just a different picture on the front. So first going to be covering the Eldar, or what's called the Eldari now. And Eldari, of course, split into Ynnari, Drukhari, and Craftworld Eldar. So here we go. So abilities, so keywords will be Craftworld, and then there will be specific Craftworld keywords, for example, Biel-Tan. So that's interesting, that's a new thing. And then abilities, so Ancient Doom. You can re-roll failed hit rolls in the fight phase for this unit in a turn in which a charge or is charged by Slaanesh. However, you must add 1 to your morale test if you're within 3 inches. So just basically versus Slaanesh. And battle focus. This unit can shoot in the shooting phase as if it hasn't moved or advanced, with the exception of heavy weapons. Can shoot in the moving phase as if it hasn't moved or advanced. Okay, so it can run and fire, run and shoot, but heavy weapons still reduced to get the negative to hit. Runes of Battle and Runes of Fate Discipline. So before the battle, generate psychic powers for psychers that can use powers from the Runes of Battle or Runes of Fate. These are the 2 disciplines for Craftworld. Okay, so Runes of Battle psychic powers have 2 names and 2 effects. Each effect counts as a different psychic power. So in matched play, a Warlock Conclave that manifests Conceal could also attempt to manifest Reveal. So in effect, they have 6 powers if you choose Runes of Battle. So number 1, Conceal Reveal. Conceal Reveal has a warp charge 6. Conceal, subtract 1 from all hit rolls of ranged weapons that target the Psyker or friendly Asuryani infantry or Asuryani biker unit within 3. Reveal is choose an enemy unit within 18 inches. It does not gain bonus from being in cover. Okay, so we'll see what Asuryani means soon. Next is Embolden or Horrify. Embolden Horrify has a charge of 6. Embolden adds 2 to the leadership quality characteristic of, again, Asuryani infantry or bikers. And Horrify subtracts 1 from the enemy. And Enhanced Drain has a warp charge of 7. Add 1 to the hit rolls in the fight phase for Asuryani again. Or subtract 1 from all hit rolls in the fight phase from your enemy. Okay, so like mirror, whether you want to buff or debuff their mirrors. So it'd be cool if you could do both. Runes of Fate guide. So again, choose friendly Asuryani unit within 24 inches can reroll failed hit rolls with ranged weapons. Okay, similar to what it is now. Doom. So value of 7. Enemy unit within 24 inches. You can reroll failed wound rolls against that unit. And Fortune. 7 again, choose friendly unit within 24 inches until your next psychic phase. That unit suffers a wound. On a 5+, it's ignored, so it's a 5+, feel no pain. Unless they have it already, in which case. So it says if it has an ability with a similar effect, so anything with a 5+, I guess. Eh? So I don't know, does a 4+ then count? I don't know. It's not clear. Okay, let's find out what this Asuryani business is. I believe it's just a faction. But you know, all of the guys have Eldari, Asuryani, Warhost, and Oathway. Perhaps somebody who's more familiar with the fluff of the Eldar can tell me there's probably some kind of designation or something. Yandin Oathway. Okay, so here we go. Eldrad, Uriel, Illic Nightspear, Asherman. So what I'm hoping for Eldar is that we're not just going to see bikes and Wraith Knights anymore. We're going to see Striking Scorpions and Banshees and all the cool stuff that really makes Eldar interesting. So hopefully we're going to see that in this edition. Janzar, Karandras, Fugan. I believe these are the various Phoenix Lords. Baharoth, who gives his name to Baharoth Blue. Morgan Ra. An Autarch. Autarch with wings, swooping hawk wings. Autarch with warp jump. Autarch Skyrunner. The Avatar of Cain. So let's see. So he's an HQ. He's armed with a Wailing Doom. 6/6, 8 wounds, 5 attacks, 3+ save. 12-inch range on the Wailing Doom shooting, Assault 1, Strength 8, -4, D6, so like a Meltagun basically. Roll 2 dice when inflicting damage with this weapon and discard the lowest result. Pretty good. And Wailing Doom melee is +2 Strength, so Strength 8, -4, D6, so same thing. Pretty good. Molten Body went D6, so he has a Feel No Pain of 5+. And friendly Asturian units within 12 inches do not take morale tests and can reroll failed charge, and a 5+ invuln as well. So probably going to be pretty hard to kill. 3+ armor, 5+ feel no pain, and a 5+ invuln. Cool. We'll see how many points he is at the end. Okay, Farseer. Farseer Skyrunner. Warlock Conclave. So it's a unit. Yeah. Alright, so jet bikes. 16-inch movement, 3+, 3+, strength 3, toughness 4, 2 wounds, 1 attack, 4+ save. So not that hard to kill. They don't have Jink, so Jink seems to be a special rule that I've only seen on Ravenwing so far. Not even normal bikers have it, so that seems to be the Ravenwing thing now, which is great for me. Otherwise, so the scatter laser is now 36-inch range, heavy 4. So more shots, strength 6 is still, but no AP and only 1 damage. So not too bad, I guess. We'll see how much it costs though. So let's look at Banshee. So 3+, 3+, 2 or 3 attacks, 1 or 2 wounds. Shuriken pistol, not too bad. Executioner melee +2 strength, -3 AP D3. That's not too bad. Mirror sword -2 and 1. Rerolled fail hit rolls. Banshee mask. Models in this unit always fight first in the fight phase, even if they didn't charge. War Shout. Your opponent must subtract 1 from hit rolls in the fight phase that for attacks a target unit with an X-Arc. Add 3 to your rolls when you advance or charge. So these guys are pretty good. Banshees are back, I think. So the D-Scythe is now a range 8, assault D3, strength 10, -4 AP, 1 damage. When a unit fires its D-Scythe, roll once for the number of attacks and use this for all D-Scythes fired by the unit in this phase. This weapon automatically hits the targets. They can fall back and shoot. That's nasty. So warp spiders, let's see. So the initiative thing is gone. The wounding on initiatives thing is gone. In its stead is it becomes AP -4 if you roll a 6, and it's strength 6, AP 0. So that's gone. So they still have the warp jump. When you move in the movement phase, they can do so normally or use the warp jump. If they use the warp jump, they cannot advance or charge, but their move becomes 4d6 and they fly. That's pretty good. Flicker jump. When a unit with this ability is targeted by a ranged weapon, you can declare they will make a flicker jump. If you do so, your opponent subtracts 1 from the hit rolls until the end of the phase. However, you must immediately roll 2d6 on a 2-1 model from the warp spider's unit is slain. Okay, so it just gives you a -1 to hit. No more weird cover shenanigans. So D has just become heavy, D3, strength 10, AP 4, and D6 damage. So that's what D has become. And here's the Wraith Knight, which I did post on Instagram yesterday night. So he's a 420 points base. So 100 points more expensive base than a Knight. He moves 12 when full health, strength 8, toughness 8, 24 wounds, so same as a Knight, 4 attacks. And it comes with the heavy Wraith Cannon, which I said is assault 2, strength 10, -4, D6, so that's the new D. Scatter lasers, shrieking cannon, star cannons. Yeah. And he has a scatter shield for a 5+ save. Explodes on a 6 when it dies. And then it has basically the equivalent of Titanic. Yeah, and it says right there Titanic. So there we go. There's the Wraith Knight and a picture. Okay, so that's it for Eldar. So unlike my last one, what I'm going to do now is skip to the points so you can keep the points together with the army that you just saw. So here we go. Skip right to the back for the points for the Eldar. So we see here that the Wraith Knight is 402, so we're 402 points, does not include war gear. And then if you need to add stuff onto it, Wraith Cannon 17 points each, scatter lasers are 15 points each. Yeah, it builds up. Ghost Glaive is 10, Wraith Bone Fists, yeah, those are the ones that are included, they're 0, Titanic Ghost Glaive is 65, so it starts to add up pretty quickly. Okay, so that's Eldar. Now we're on to Dark Eldar. I spoiled all these rules on Instagram last night, so we're going to breeze through Dark Eldar. So Power from Pain. So all Dark Eldar have Power from Pain. Basically, the same as before. For each battle round, you get this bonus, and the bonuses are cumulative. So
Roll d6 each time you suffer a wound, so 6 plus feel no pain in the first round, which is pretty good. Everybody gets 6 plus feel no pain. That's pretty good. I play Death in AOS, so I know that that's good. You can re-roll the dice when determining how far a unit moves when it advances or charged. Number 3, you can add 1 to the hit rolls. Pretty good. Number 4, units in this ability pass morale automatically. That's pretty good. And number 5, especially near the end of the game when you really need it. Number 5, subtract 1 from leadership that are within 6 inches. Also pretty good when you need other people to run. Then they have combat drugs. So some units can inject combat drugs before the battle roll on this table to see, or you can pick. Those are the combat drugs. Keywords. So Cabal. So Cabal, Witch Cult, Homunculus Coven. These are just their factions, basically. Their sub-factions. Here we go. It's so funny that I've hardly ever even heard of a lot of these models, let alone seen them on the table. So hopefully we're going to be seeing a lot more Dark Eldar back. Okay, so that's Dark Eldar. I'm going to take you back to the points. Here we go. War gear. Okay, onwards to Harlequins. So Harlequins get Rising Crescendo. Ability, they can advance and charge in the same turn. They can also fall back and still shoot or charge also. That's pretty good. Phantasmancy Discipline. A weird word. So here we go. Twilight Pathways. Warp Charge 6. Select visible Harlequins within 3 inches. Can immediately move as if it were the movement phase. Cool. Fog of Dreams. Warp Charge 7. A visible enemy unit within 18 inches. Your opponent subtracts 1 from all hit rolls. That unit that target Harlequin infantry. And Mirror of Minds. Warp Charge 8. Both players roll a dice. If the Harlequins rolls greater or higher, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Repeat this process until the target is destroyed or the enemy rolls higher. Cool. Mind War or something like that. So they have keywords, mask, and different masks. So different sub-factions are the masks. All right, here we go. That's it for Harlequins. Pretty fast. Here's their points. And the war gear. Alright, Ynnari. Let's see what happens to their ability in 8th edition. So, with the exception of Homunculus Covens, Urian, Rakoth, Drazar, Mandrakes, and the Avatar of Cain, any Eldar unit can be part of an Ynnari army. Any unit that does so gains the Ynnari keyword. They cannot use any of the following abilities. So, same as before, they can't use their Ancient Doom, Battle Focus, Rising Crescendo, or Power from Pain. Instead, they gain Strength from Death. So, here's Strength from Death. Each time a unit is completely destroyed within 7 inches of one or more units with this ability, pick one of these units to make a soul burst. The unit can immediately do one of the following. Unit can move as if it were the movement phase. It can advance or fall back as part of this move. The unit can immediately attempt to manifest a single psychic power. The unit can shoot it as if it were the shooting phase, even if it advanced or fell back. The unit can charge as if it were the charge phase, even if it advanced or fell back. Enemy units can fire Overwatch as normal. A unit cannot do this if it is within 1 inch of an enemy unit. A unit can fight as if it were the fight phase. This means that a unit may be able to shoot or fight twice in the same turn. A unit can only make a Soul Burst action once per turn. So it doesn't seem like Soul Burst has been toned down at all. So that's going to still be a thing for sure. He needs will. Units with this ability can embark on any Eldari transport, even though the transport in question might only permit certain models of factions, okay? And the Revenant Discipline is now this. Gaze if you need. Warp Charge 8. Select a visible enemy unit within 18 inches. Roll d6. Suffers a mortal wound. 2 to 5 suffers d3. On a 6 suffers d6. Pretty good. Ancestors Grace value 5. Friendly Ynnari units. Reroll hit roll of 1. And Word of the Phoenix. Warp Charge 6. Friendly Ynnari units make a... can immediately make a soul burst. So there we go. Here we go, Ynnari. Alright, let's have a look at the Incarn. So 2+2+, 6 strength, 6 toughness, 9 wounds, 6 attacks, 3+ save, minus user strength, so strength 6, minus 4 AP, d6 damage, reroll failed wounds. Strength on death, 4+ invuln, inevitable death. So you start it off the field, and it pops in more than an inch from all enemy units. You may immediately move it and set it up again. May not charge on the turn it is set up. So same as before. It has a 6+ ignore, and then regains wounds. Yeah, so same as before really. Can do 2 powers. So no change. We'll see how many points it is. And that's Ynnari. So let's see how much Ynnari is. Here we go. So the Incarn is 337 points, including war gear. Alright, on to Necrons. So, keywords, so dynasties, so there's going to be a bunch of different dynasties. And so reanimation protocols. So roll a d6 for each slain model from this unit unless the whole unit has been completely destroyed at the beginning of your turn. On 5+, the model's reanimation protocols activate and it is returned to this unit, otherwise they remain inactive, although you can roll again at the start of each of your subsequent turns. When a model's reanimation protocols activate, set it up model in the unit coherency with any model from this unit that is not returned to the unit as a result of animation protocols this turn more than 1 inch from the enemy models. If you cannot do this, there's no room, then do not set it up. Wow. So you don't do it on every wound now, so they'll be much easier to kill. You have to kill the whole unit, or else at the beginning of every turn they can roll for every model to come back. Wow, that's going to be awesome, and a little bit of a bookkeeping nightmare. And living metal at this unit recovers 1 wound lost earlier in the battle at the beginning of your turn. Wow, okay, that's an interesting change to reanimation protocols. Powers of the Satan. So these are the, for each Satan shard, they can have these powers. So Meteor, D6 on a 2+ closest unit, suffers D3 mortal wounds. Visible unit within 24 inches rolls D6. If it's higher than the unit's wounds, one model from the unit is slain. Oh, that's pretty good. Seismic Assault D6. For each roll of a 6, a unit suffers a mortal wound. Okay. Here we go. So I haven't seen animation protocols yet. That's why I just went back to check. Nothing so far has animation protocols. Is it everybody? It says several units have this in common. Doesn't say every unit. Here we go. So warriors have animation, reanimation. Immortals have it. So none of the HQs have it. Lichguard have it. Lichguard don't have. Yes, they have it. Death marks have it. Flayed ones have it. Okay, so all the like troopy troops and elites have it. Praetorians, Stalker. So let's look at raids. 12-inch move, 3+3+, 6 strength, 5 toughness, 3 wounds each, 3 attacks, 4+ save. And they don't have reanimation protocols. So whip coils, -1 AP, 1 damage. Not that strong. Yeah. Okay, interesting. But they have a 3+ invuln. So 3+ invuln, 4+ save, but no reanimation protocols on wraiths. Just trying to look at the spider, whether that buffs wraiths or not. Nope. The monolith. Are we going to see monoliths again? Okay, and that's the end of Necrons. Give you the points. War gear. And that's the end of Index Xenos 1. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I didn't spend a lot of time on most of them because I'm not a Xenos guy, but of course you can pause at any page that you prefer. That's the whole book. So join us for the next part, which will be Xenos Part 2.